Hi, I'm Natalie Baker, licensed psychotherapist and advanced neurofeedback trainer. And today we're going to explore what it means to be attracted to somebody who's emotionally unavailable, the signs that somebody's emotionally unavailable, what's happening in the brain, and most importantly, what you can do about it so that you can have emotionally fulfilling relationships. So the signs of emotional unavailability are easily distracted, physically present but not mentally present, not emotionally present, difficult to reach, both emotionally as well as, in terms of scheduling and getting them to be responsive. They have a hard time sharing how they're feeling. They'll deflect if you want to get a specific answer from them. They tend to talk about you more than they're willing to talk about themselves. They're non-committal. They're more interested in physical relationships than in really spending the time getting to know somebody. They don't ask you a lot of questions about yourself. When you're with them, you feel alone. When you're with them, you wonder how to get their attention. You spend a lot of energy trying to get them to attend to you, to talk to you, to put their phone down, to not be distracted, to commit to times, to commit to the relationship. So you're using a lot more energy to make the relationship work than they are. So the next question is, what's happening in the brain when somebody's emotionally unavailable? So in my other videos, I talk about the limbic brain and specifically the stress response, that fight, flight, freeze response. So here's my fancy graph, right? So when the brain is regulated, it means the limbic brain is perceiving safety in the environment. But what happens is that we have traumatic events, little t, big T, and that brain goes from being regulated, which is calm, aware, open, receptive, can focus, can be spontaneous and loving, feels secure. Right? We go from that zone to up into the fight flight, right? This is the brain, that limbic brain perceiving something as dangerous, and relationships can be perceived unconsciously, automatically by that limbic brain as dangerous. So we go up into that fight flight, or we go down into that freeze response. And when the thing with emotionally unavailable people is they have a barrier, right? They're either kind of frozen in their not able to show emotion and share emotion and receive emotion. But the most important thing to know is that limbic brain of theirs is perceiving relationship as a threat or a potential threat. So they're always doing defensive positions, either in the fight-flight mode, which is distracted, bolting, non-committal, or they're checked out, they're dissociated, they're numb, they can't find feeling, they don't want to have feeling. But the point is that limbic brain is misperceiving the relationship and you as a threat or a potential threat. So it's using all these automatic functioning brain strategies to stay safe in the relationship, even though the relationship is not a threat. So this comes out of this kind of training. Brain training happens actually in early childhood in our primary relationships with our parents. Things happen that make us perceive the relationship with our parents or primary caregivers or siblings as somehow a threat. And that sets our brains up to take simple cues and go, now is like then. I need to strategize in my fight, flight, freeze energy because this relationship is potentially dangerous. And so this is how this dynamic forms. And then also the belief system and the behavior also is habituated. So you have all sorts of habits that are getting reenacted that lead us into this position, being with someone who is non-committal and not wanting intimacy. So then what can we do about this? Well, the first thing is we can't change another person. So in our understanding of other, we need to also understand that their limbic brain is working on autopilot, and their beliefs and their emotions are their own. You can't change them. What you can do is change yourself. And so if you're attracted to somebody who is non-committal and distant, you have to then turn towards yourself and ask, why am I attracted to this person if I think I want to be in a secure, connected relationship? So you have your own pattern that's maladaptive that makes you go after somebody who's not available. So the first thing we need to do is recognize this. Recognize the patterns, both theirs and ours. Recognize the only person we have the power to change is ourselves. And to recognize we need to work both behaviorally, belief-wise, and with our emotions, and we have to work with our limbic brain. So the piece that I brought into my psychotherapy practice is neurofeedback, because it helps that limbic brain come out of that fight-flight energy back into that regulated zone and come up out of that freeze response back into regulation. And that's where we can have secure attachment, we can be open, we can connect emotionally with other and feel secure and safe. And also that's the place where we find I'm not really attracted to that person anymore, because there's actually nothing attractive, nothing healthy coming towards me. So then it becomes easier to move on and out of that relationship. So I hope you enjoyed this educational video. Please subscribe. I have a whole series on relationships, interpersonal dynamics in the brain and brain health. So you'll get more videos to come.